Y'all ever wonder why the Republican Party used to have a ton of black voters? Because, yeah, believe it or not, black people, we were riding with the GOP for nearly a century. But then something changed. So let's talk about it. The Republican Party was the original party of black progress. When the Republican Party was founded in 1854, it was literally the anti-slavery party. Lincoln freed enslaved black people. The Republicans passed the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, giving black men freedom, citizenship, and voting rights. And Frederick Douglass, did y'all know he was a proud Republican? Because back then, the GOP actually fought for black progress. So, needless to say, for decades, black people were overwhelmingly Republican and stayed true to that path until the Great Depression. So, what happened? The Great Depression hit and black communities got hit the hardest. FDR's New Deal in the 1930s, Democrats finally started offering some economic relief, and black people noticed. But we couldn't be so easily swayed, so we weren't fully sold on the Democrats yet. But yeah, we took notice as to who was actually putting food on the table. And this was the first major crack in the black loyalty towards the GOP. But the real breaking point came in the 1960s, when Democrats finally embraced civil rights. And the Republicans, they made their choice. JFK and LBJ, they pushed for desegregation and voting rights. Most black people at this point had already left the GOP, but now we were all in with the Democrats. Meanwhile, Nixon's Southern strategy in 1968 catered to white voters who were angry about integration. So instead of fighting for black votes, the GOP went after the white backlash vote. Then came Reagan, and the dog whistles, they got loud. He pushed the welfare queen stereotype just to justify cutting the social programs that help black communities. He opposed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. So, needless to say, by the 1980s, the GOP, they were fully the party of white grievance politics. They weren't trying to win black votes anymore. They were just trying to suppress us. And John McCain, he wasn't perfect, but he wasn't a puppet. He shut down conspiracy theories instead of fueling them. He respected democracy even when he lost. And he didn't turn his party into a cult. And when he died in 2018, so did the last shred of dignity in the Republican Party. So, who is the Republican Party? They stand for voter suppression instead of winning elections fairly, culture wars instead of policies that help people, and owning the libs instead of governing. Black voters didn't abandon the GOP. The GOP abandoned black voters. And now they don't even pretend to want us back. The Republican Party went from fighting for freedom to fighting against progress. And this is where we are.